Yeah. So this is real estate. Obviously, the rates have fallen drastically, but they're still, they're still
You talk
high.
about
Interest mortgage rates
mortgage rates.
have fallen, but they've fallen drastically. But again, they got up to 9, right? So now they're back into the low
Are we gonna talk
sevens,
about
mid
that right now? Or are we
six.
gonna do that money?
Well, I'm saying, but yeah, I think money should be more about money, right?
Okay.
And so I think the rates, because the rates affect real estate right now.
Fair enough.
And
Let's go for it.
and say so, but we're getting a lot of uptick. So we should have a good December, probably the best December we've had in a couple years.
That's good. Good to know.
So we will see. All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right. Hello, Austin, Texas. You're listening to the home team with Troy and Wyatt, where we bring sports and money together for your education and entertainment. If you have any questions about anything we say, please reach out to me at loansfromtroy.com. Yes, yes.
That was dramatic. That was
Dramatic
a
pause.
way too dramatic, though.
Yes.
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
you can, if you're a 71 model, you can call us at 855-299-HOME. And as always, this segment is brought to you by Security National Mortgage, where we turn houses into homes.
By financing your.
American Dream.
So you said 71 model. Back then you did smoke signals.
Right,
There
yeah.
weren't phones
Yeah,
back
no,
then.
walkie-talkies. We had
Was
walkie-talkies.
it walkie-talkie?
Yeah. They were
Hey, you
they're the
remember
big
that?
old antennas that flopped
My
around.
dad had one. Yeah, we
yeah.
did. We had one in one of our trucks.
Yeah, it's the size of a brick.
That's
Yes.
right. You had a call name and
Yes.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah. CB antennas.
CB antennas,
You can
yeah.
pull the antenna way out, hanging out the car.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
talk to derelict truckers all the way
Or just
on the road
yourselves.
trips.
Yeah, a bunch of my high school buddies used to have that. That's funny.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things, you're in the car a lot when you're out doing real estate shopping, eh?
Hey, you know what? There's more shopping right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have improved closed sales in October. Probably we will have improved closed sales in November.
Absolutely. We're seeing the trend.
And the mortgage rates in October got high. I mean, like a giraffe's booty is like way up here.
Yeah.
The rates were higher than that.
Okay.
That's how high they got.
Okay.
And now they have fallen. And I mean, they've fallen fast. And when I say fallen, everybody's like, I don't want you thinking, oh, they're back in the threes. No.
Right.
But we have rates back in the sixes.
Okay.
And when you were at
Sixes is fantastic.
when you were at 9, 6 is amazing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and six, just historically is fantastic.
Yes, it's
I
below the
remember-
below the historical average.
Well, I
Historical
remember
average is
when,
7.5.
When we started this show, when we got into sixes, we're like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
We got into fives, we're like, that's amazing. And this is just 3 years ago,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And all of a sudden it got down to 3, then to 2. I mean, it's all because bad things were happening
Mm-hmm.
around us, and we don't want it to go there. So it's good for us. It's good for your real estate investment to have a more consistent type scenario, right?
Absolutely.
What are you over there making faces? Go ahead.
I know. I'm just thinking in that sense. But yes, no. With the rates coming down, now all of a sudden the things you and I've been saying for the last 6 months are happening.
Right.
I have borrowers that have made several offers on several different homes, and they're not getting accepted because they're being competed. They're losing the competition. I almost every home that is a decent home. There are some homes that are way overpriced or homes that are in really bad shape.
Right.
But if you have a nice home that's priced what it's worth,
Yeah.
there are multiple offers on them now. And it's just like what we were talking about.
And that's only going to get worse
Yeah.
if we go even lower than what we are currently.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, rates are touching the sixes. I mean, there was one we got one like 6.5%. Percent. The APR, I'd have to calculate all that. So I'm just kind of
But nonetheless,
the
you got
sixes.
6.5.
Yeah. So there was something in there. It's in
Right.
that general area.
Right.
I don't want to get in trouble for being specific.
No, I get it. Everyone's
Yeah.
story is different, but you do have proof that there was a 6.5.
Yes, and that was an interest rate, not an APR. I'd have to go back and calculate the APR.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you just did some quick talking
Yeah.
and some backtracking.
Yeah.
No, but we all get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Basically, we're getting there, right? And you couldn't say that a month ago.
No. There were things. The interest rates tapped 9.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting up there towards 10.
Yeah, and so what's the good thing about this is that the October numbers have been revised, and the CPI, which is what the Fed likes, hit 3%.
There you go.
Now they like the core because it strips out food and energy because they say they can't affect food and energy with their policies, which is not true. But that's their thing. So they want
Right.
that. That's the number. That came in. That was revised down from 3.7 to 3.5.
Okay.
And the month over month from September to October was flat, 0. So we had no inflation from September to October.
These are the numbers they were looking for.
Yes, and those are good numbers.
Right.
They are affecting the interest rate positively if you're buying, negatively if you're selling, I guess. But the rates are going down. So there's and that.
What's the holidays going to do with this, though?
No. December, January, and February are always kind of slow.
That's where
holidays.
I'm just talking about.
Yeah.
People start spending again.
Yeah. I didn't even get the Black Friday numbers. Did you get those?
I did not. No.
So yes, but it's just different as far as this year because I think people are going to be shopping more for a home this year because they've been held out of the market.
Right. That makes sense.
Yes. Yeah, sales rise 2.5% year over year.
Yeah.
So that is not bad at all. It's not a good number, but it's not a bad number.
The first one I got on CNBC was Black Friday weekend shopping turnout soars to a record as consumers seek bargains. So they went out there and spent.
Yeah, they went out and spent, but they spent only 2.5% over last year.
Okay.
So that's a good number,
Right.
but it's not a great number.
Right.
And so that's.
And why are we talking about that?
Because that shows the mindset of the general consumer.
Sure.
So the general consumer they're willing to spend, but they're not going the extra like they were 6 months, a year ago.
Oh yeah.
So this I'll spend an extra $1,000 if you can do it next week. Those deals are going away.
Yeah.
And so people are starting to be more mindful. They went out on Black Friday because they were trying to save money.
Right.
Record number of people went out.
Sure.
So that's people trying to save money, whereas people hadn't been going out lately because they didn't care to save the money because they didn't want to deal with the crowds. Now they're willing to deal with the crowds.
So now people are getting out a little bit.
Yeah.
And so in the housing market, what that equals, and what you just discussed, is that you are having some competition.
Yes.
And so if you're wanting to get a house, if you're wanting to get into a home, it's time to go look because it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, well, or better, depending on who you are.
As far as competition goes.
Yes, there's going to be much more competition, so the sellers are going to have a little bit more control moving into spring.
Right.
And so right now
Less concessions, yeah.
it's a natural lull in the market as far as the housing market every year. It's December and January are the two, because the last 10 days of the month there's nothing going on.
Nobody's
looking.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting an application. Nobody's getting a pre-qual. They're into the holiday mode, and then the first week or so of January is kind of the same thing. They're coming out of the holiday mode. They're kind of assessing the I call it the Christmas damage.
Right. And soon to be taxes.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
And income tax, you get taxed more because it rolls over your Social Security. All this stuff rolls over, so your tax is a little bit higher. Your health insurance deductible starts again, and so there's a lot of assessing the I call it the Christmas damage is what I call it. But there's a lot of that goes on January, and then sometime in mid-February to mid-March. It just depends. The busier the season's going to be, it's mid-February. The slower the season's going to be, it's mid-March. People start coming out, kind of like hibernation, like big bears just ripping out the bottom of a tree, coming out into the housing market.
And that's typical how it goes. Right?
Yeah.
That's,
yeah.
In years past, it kind of changed a little bit. We had some crazy Januarys and Decembers, but that was all because of the interest rates.
Right.
Yeah. And we may, like you said, might have one of the craziest Decembers that we've had.
Yeah.
What you were saying earlier?
It feels like we're going to have a pretty busy December because of what's happening now. The rates fall. There's a lot of people that were kind of pushed out of September, October, November because of the rates. Now the rates fall. All of a sudden you call somebody like, hey, remember I said you qualified for 400? Well, now you qualify for 440, and they can find a house, as an example.
Right.
Where they couldn't find one. 300 is better number.
Because, 440 in this market that gets you a house.
That puts an extra 100 homes in your price range.
You got it.
But like 300, that's kind of the ones. Most people were kind of capped in that, that 280 to 320, where you needed to be 350, 370 to get a house. And so now all of a sudden you drop 1.5 points on interest rates, you qualify for that 350, 370.
Yeah, that's great.
So, we'll be making a bunch of those phone calls. And so those people will be getting back out, and they will be competing against you, whoever's listening.
Right.
Because this is all the greater Austin area that's hearing this right now. They'll be competing against you for that home.
Right.
And so the seller then can sit back and say, hey, I got 4 different offers.
Well, refi's for sure going to be, if you're looking to refinance, this is a good time to do it too, right?
Yeah, I mean, so on that, there's 2 reasons why you refinance now. One is because at the end of the year, your property taxes are paid, so you don't roll in property taxes into your next mortgage, right? So they're paid, when you close, your property tax paid, so you don't have to, like 6 months in, you got to put like 9 months of taxes into an escrow account. Right. Now you have to put 3. Right, so that's a good time. It starts that initial refinance loan, drops down 6 months worth of taxes. What's that? $5,000. That's a big number. Right. And then also, rates are coming down. The cash out is really the thing to do, because I don't think people take their whole cost of ownership, right? When we talk about, we had a guest here one time who had a luxury vehicle, and I said I'm not interested in that particular luxury vehicle because the cost of upkeep over the years is way more than others, right? Right. Total cost of the ownership, right? Kind of the same thing when you need to be thinking about your debt is total cost of ownership, as in all your credit cards, all your house payments, all of your, equity payments, all loans that you have, you roll all those in, and you lower your mortgage, or you raise your mortgage, but you lower all your credit debt. Right. You then
have higher percentages.
Right. Sure. And then you take that money that you save and you can apply it to your mortgage and save all that money. Right.
Well, and then you have your people out there who have been surviving on their credit cards.
Right.
They have a lot of equity in their home.
And the sad...
It's ridiculous not to do a home equity once this interest rates come down.
Well, let's think about this. 4 months ago, we hit $1 trillion in credit card debt.
I thought it was $2 trillion.
$1 trillion. Okay. And now we're at 1.3.
Crazy.
So 30% jump in just a few months. That is 25% interest.
Well, and holidays will jump a lot more, right?
Yes. Yeah. And so after the holidays, you missed 2 months of mortgage payments. So if your payment's $3,000, that's $6,000 you don't spend over 60 days. Right. So there's lots of reasons to do a cash out loan right after the holidays.
Yeah.
Lots of reasons.
Lots of reasons.
Yes, and and there's no reason, if you have the ability to put your family in a better position, give us a call. We'll run the numbers. Okay. Hey, everyone. You have been listening to Troy and Wyatt with the home team. This is where we bring sports and money together for your education and your entertainment. If you have any questions, please reach out to me at loansfromtroy.com or give me a call, 855-299-HOME. And as always, this segment is brought to you by Security National Mortgage, where we turn houses into homes by financing
your
American dream. See you in just a minute.